Alright, so I'm making this video even though it hurts my eyes. Remember the wordplay and the code. The G is silent for the hidden G of Freemasonry, like in Ebo and so on. The T is a plus sign. The M can mean an arc. The E is the enemy, Re versus Ra. Okay, but first let me talk about the martial arts significance. Revelations 1, 13. We'll start with 12. I turned around to see the voice that was speaking to me, and when I turned, I saw 7 golden lampstands. And among the lampstands was someone like a son of man, dressed in a robe reaching down to his feet, and with a golden sash around his chest. Okay, so he had a golden sash around his chest. This is the first chapter in Revelations. Okay, so instead of a black belt around his hip, okay, the hippo set, hip hop. All right, IP man, the hip without the H. A lot of these Hollywood movies and books and stories that are Disney and so on that are famous have to do with the wordplay as well. Okay, spelling, cast a spell, vowel, a vowel to L, and so on. There is also reverse and inverse, the verses, right? Proverbs, a book in the Bible. Obadiah, remember, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Obi, the first son of the Ebos, Obadiah. Obverse, which means the principal design, so the Obi-Wan, okay? The Star of Eri, okay? So on the dollar bill, when you do the wordplay, okay, it is when Ra lose A's, redraw E. In other words, once they have defeated Ra and he's lost the A army, you can redraw E, remake her in the image of the Luciferian image, the problem solution image. So you have the alchemical final solution, okay? Michael, okay? Michael, the Ka of Michael, or Michael, the final solution, chemistry. Remember, Romans, romance, okay? So you also have the verses, right? Versatile, okay? Our say L-E, okay? Sa-Ra, say Ra. The say goes to Ra, the son of Ra, okay? Satan has an inner standing, Lucifer has an understanding, and God has an overstanding. This also goes back to the hawk, the hare, and the leopard. The hawk being the fastest animal, I believe. Okay, so you have archery. The wise archer looks inside of himself. Ascend, ascend, not rain send when you remove the T and make it a plus sign, but train send. So sometimes you have to use the spirit to decode this and put it into context and double check it with other words of that nature. Okay, the carrier cross, you know, the cross bow. There's also wordplay related to that. Okay, you have the heir to the throne, which can be, you can use the wordplay or change the sound to hair. The hare, and the hare, or the heir. Okay, so the hare as the rabbit, okay? Harrison Ford, the hare is in Ford. And there's a lot of wordplay related to Star Wars with the lightsaber, the different swords. Jesus came to bring a sword. Okay, you have the Joker, which is also the jacker, okay? And you have the jackrabbit, and so on. Okay, the cherubim, the Ka-Ra-Ba, where the M is the ark. Okay, the cherubim guarding the Garden of Eden. Combat. You have the ark, which is the M, you know, the rainbow, the ark, which is the covenant between man and God. Ka-Ba. You also have the Kabbalah. Okay, Kabbalah. All right. Anna, we ray, fear, foe, a, sex, saving a, no new E in. When you use the wordplay for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that is what you get. Anna, we ray, we the followers of Ray, fear, foe, a, the A's, having sex, saving a, no new E in. This is about reproduction, the Garden of Eden, the snake, okay? Knowing, the tree of knowledge, to know someone, good and evil, okay? So you have king who is sensible, sense-able, versus conscientious objector. Okay, remember, Jesus said, I did not come to bring peace but war. So if you object to holy war and you don't carry your cross, you are a con-sciences objector. So you deal with the con man, okay, and the sciences. Dexter's laboratory, okay. fucking cowards. Now, the well of God, W-E-L-L, and the will, the bread of God. Okay, the bread is the body, which includes the body of Judah and the water of Judah, the wine of Judah. Bread and bread, okay, well bred, breeding, and bread. Okay, my name translates to Chi Uku in Chaka A, the big Chi the big Chi in Chaka A Obi-Wan. I can't really spell out my name for you, but my dad was brought here during the Nigerian Civil War by the CIA for the purpose of putting the Igbo beneath other people. The Igbos are from the tribe of Judah, and the wordplay proves it. And the logos, the ghost, okay, versus the logos, the physical symbols, the graven images of this world is one way to look at it. Okay, so let me go to, let me see if this is still going okay. My eyes hurt just looking at the time limit. So we look at the 5 animals of Kung Fu. When you apply the wordplay, the panther, paint her. You can also look at the word in syllables and break it down, and the sound of the word and break it down. Again, the wordplay is like scrambled eggs. It's scrambled. The Easter bunny, the tortoise and the hare. Who really won and why? Okay. So when you look at the G, it's silent. The T is a plus. The W is W-U, so you can replace it with vowels at sometimes. The H is the fence. Remember, the A is the hawk and the bull. And so you have to understand which A is which. Okay, the V is down. The M is the ark. Remember, gospel, go spell, go spell, go figure it out. Okay, the Latins, this is their wordplay, the people who crucified Jesus, and they came to the Council of Nicaea, which is in France, where they had the Statue of Liberty, and America has the Statue of Liberty as well, the Age of Enlightenment, right, the Jacobins and so on. Okay, the N can be the rainbow as well, but we'll get into that. Okay, and they scrambled the words. Okay, that's why they were able to release the Bible when there were Protestants and Christians fighting, and there were also Jews. 1 in 10 Roman citizens were Jews, and they complained to Pilate in the Bible about the sign that was written. Say, this man claimed to be the king of the Jews, and not that he was the king of the Jews. But ultimately, they let their jobs and their families and the bread of this world get in the way. Okay, so the panther is paint her. He has the vantage point. Add vantage. Add the vantage point, and only the panther can defeat the dragon. The tiger is too slow and heavy to use the vantage point effectively. The dragon, once you remove the G and you apply the wordplay, is the drain. The tiger is the tear. The crane is the sea rain, right? The rain, Set, the god of the storm. You add the hippo and the apep together, you get a dragon. You add the dracal and the apep together, you get a dragon. Think about the teeth. Think about the figure. Figure it out. Figure skating. Figurine. The panther is a mountain lion variation. He is all black. The leopard is white, is yellow, the color of the sun, more or less, with black spots. The lion is all yellow. In Indonesia, you have the Komodo dragon. Okay, the Japanese said they descended from dragons. The Vikings had the dragons. Captain America was on ice, and he looks like a Viking or a Nordic or a German. Okay, the Queen Elizabeth is related to Vikings. Okay, they are the dragon lair, the dragon king. Indonesia, Indo-Europeans, like the Berbers in Egypt. Okay, Indian. Okay, sorcery. Now the Indian is more complicated. I don't have time to go over that. Sorcery, right? White and blue Nile, the source of the Nile. Upper Egypt versus Lower Egypt. The Sphinx as a black person, then the mixed people, then the other people coming in. Okay, the Narmer palette. It was taken vengeance for a perceived injustice. Ra is the leopard. Okay, Ra Horaketi. Ra hair. Kata. Kata is form. The hare is a form of Ra. So is the hawk. Nekhen is the city of hawks. Don't fall for the Khan or the falcon or the eagle. It is a hawk. Okay? And also there's a leopard, cobra, king cobra, the cob of Ra, the corn on the cob. Think about what is meant by the cob of Ra. Lagos, the ghost. I gone for conformity, conform it e, right? Mickey's, rape drugs, roofies, right? Declare the glory of God from the roof versus the roof of the e. Okay, the terrain, the tier rain. Okay, give the tiger the advantage in the rain. The hippo and certain animals have the advantage in different types of terrain. The Mediterranean. Meet me halfway. No, I am of God. I walk in the light. And the sand is compact. Remove the M, it's the arc. You get the ka pact or the ka pace when you remove the T as well. Okay? Okay, so we go to... I did the inverse, the reverse, re verse, inverse, right? God's plan in re verse. Okay, so I'll get to the E equals MC squared in a minute. Oh, we're almost out of time. I got to brush through this. Okay, Apollo was compared to Horus, and he is the god of war, science, and poetry. There's a pantheon. Pantheon. Do the wordplay. Okay, A equals the bowls that sometimes the Michael Jordan, the Jordan in the Bible, right? And the bowls that cover the light. Every black guy wants to play basketball. The forward, he was like a forward body type playing point guard, okay? Forward, the point guard, the guard, okay? Forward march, okay? And that has wordplay as well, okay? Exponents, experts, awareness, monarch, okay? Lair, bird, okay? Leopard, leopard, panther, painter, dragon. Okay, I went through that. Sugar daddy, sugar cane, cocaine. Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, kata, cat A versus key A. Okay, key up, the key and the ka. Okay, this goes to martial arts. Look it up. The different spellings. It's the QUI. Remember, Xmas. Just look at different words that sound the same. Train and train, right? These are two words that sound the same, or that have the same spelling, that have different meanings. Okay, Ankh versus Enki. Okay, with an E. Okay, I'm almost out of time. Let me hit you with some deeper stuff. It's kind of hard to figure out. So Einstein's formula: E equals MC squared, right? E is the E, right? He's a white Jew, right? Inner G, energy, inner G, little g, they want to be like gods, equals mass times light, C, which is light squared, right? Seeing something, see. I see the light, right? And the light is in the square. Masons talk about squaring, square and compass and so on, and the hidden G of Masonry, okay? It was faith, divine insight, divine, okay? The vine, the tree, so to speak. Light temple arts, works, generation, regeneration, rod generation, chosen by God. Observe, obey, obeisance, okay? Obverse. Damn it, I'm going to try to squeeze in this. This is probably the most key of all. I don't know why I saved it for last. It should be the second green or the second... Okay, let me find out. I have a lot of notebooks I'm going through. It must be this. No, it must be this one. Bear with me. This is key. You really want to remember this. Proverbs, the whole book of Proverbs proves my point about my martial arts challenge and why you need faith in works and compare their works to mine. I was called by God to do this. I did the African martial arts, okay? Look at, this has to do with the book around page 66 through the rest of the chapter. A-L-A Ra. Okay, E-fix were the guys who took the slave. The ad-a was part of it, right? It was the Europeans that came up with the wordplay for the different tribes in Nigeria. Okay, let me try to shoot through this in the last minute. Raw spirit versus dual gender baffin. Buffy mott, baffled, buff led. Silent G. Okay, field nigga versus house. Dirt sand versus cops wearing a mat. Sock on the mat. Concrete jungle. Cement versus jungle. Ma'at and sekmat. Okay, sock mat. And there's a word play there, I don't have time. The Egyptian application, right, versus the Babylonian demonstration and presentation. Master A versus mastery. Mastery, Master A versus mystery, okay? The mist and so on. Ra versus Ray. Will come to the light versus secret. Okay, sun versus the moon and the earth. Heart cross and center versus lower center. It goes back to Revelations 1, whatever I read at the beginning, 113 or something. Okay, 112 and 113. Also, see Ezekiel 25:17. It is quoted in that one Hollywood movie with these guys, with Samuel L. Jackson and them. Anyway, moving on. Heart. Okay, spirit striking versus grappling and brute force. Higher logos, the ghost, Lagos, right? Logic and rightful place versus Hollywood fame, props, and credit. Lion and Judah versus roaring Lucy bitch. Hades, he hides. Hades hides. Dr. Jekyll, Dr. Jackal, and Mr. Hyde. Light initiation versus night, half-assed dark initiation. Martial artist, spirit code versus fighter, no code, fake religion. Built around race versus sash around chest. Revelations 1:13, remember that. Matthew 10:16 through 42. They talk about the armor of God, the helm of, read that. Well, I'll just leave it there. Thank you.